On the news, INEC declares Charles SOLUDO winner of Anambra governorship election. President Buhari congratulates governor-elect of Anambra State. And gunmen open fire in Imo Market, kill 4. A warm welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Mary Kanu. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, Charles SOLUDO, as the winner of the Anambra governorship elections. The governor-elect, in his acceptance speech, called for mutual cooperation among all citizens of Anambra State, irrespective of party affiliations. Our correspondent Folashade Ogurinde has the details in this report.
In what many have described as one of the most high-profile elections to hold this year, the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, Charles SOLUDO, has finally emerged governor-elect of Anambra State.
Charles CHUKWUMA SOLUDO of ADJOURNED, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Winning by a wide margin of 112,229 votes, SOLUDO defeated his two major rivals, Valentine Ozigbo of the PDP and Andy Uba of the All Progressives Congress, APC.
Emmanuel Andy Namdi Uba, male, of APC. He scored 43285 votes. Valentine Chineto Ozigbo, male, of PDP. He scored 53807.
But disagreeing with the figure, an agent of the APC who refused to sign the result sheet said the party will study the result.
We as a party, we will go back, sit down with our candidate, sit down with his campaign, and then the party hierarchy will come in and we'll get legal counsel if we need to. We'll also get elders to also contribute, elders of the party.
SOLUDO, while delivering his acceptance speech shortly after the result was announced, commended INEC for ensuring a free and fair election. He also extended a hand of fellowship to other opponents, urging them to contribute to the development of the state.
Politics aside, we're all brothers. Let's come together for the project Anambra. To the estimated 17 million on the Anambra within and outside of our homeland state, this is your moment. Seize it. This victory is your victory.
Although pockets of election violence and vote buying marred the electoral process of Anambra governorship polls, election observers have rated the election as moderately peaceful as against earlier fears of mass rigging, violence and voter apathy. Folashade Ogurinde, TV360 News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, Charles SOLUDO, for winning the gubernatorial election in Anambra State. The president, in a statement by his media aide Femi Adesina on Wednesday, also praised the security agencies for their determination to ensure that the election went on as smoothly as possible. He equally commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for the successful conclusion of the exercise despite the initial challenges encountered. Meanwhile, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Valentine Ozigbo, has conceded defeat and congratulated SOLUDO. Ozigbo, in a statement on Wednesday, wished SOLUDO well and prayed for his success during his tenure. The Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned the trial of detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, to January 19, 2022. Prior to the adjournment by Justice Binta Nyako, there was confusion as Kanu's team of lawyers staged a walkout over the refusal of operatives of the Department of State Services, DSS, to allow them into the compound. into the courtroom. Justice Yako had to adjourn the case due to the absence of a legal team to conduct proceedings for the IPOB leader. A lawyer to the Nigerian government argued that since Kanu's lead counsel walked out with his team shortly before the arrival of the judge, his pending application should be deemed abandoned. The judge, after expressing displeasure over the conduct of Kanu's lawyers, adjourned the case to January 19th and 20th, 2022 for trial.
We consider what happened today as a clear and flagrant violation of Section 36 of Nigerian Constitution, which is his right to fair hearing. It's very fundamental. So in our opinion as lawyers, we think what happened today is nullity. It cannot stand in law that you will lock lawyers outside, counsels outside, who you know as a court are present. You lock them outside because of a mild disagreement, you lock them out, and then you maroon our client. Somebody that was rendition since June, you maroon him inside the court without counsel, you speak with him, and then you adjourn the case in a summary manner.
There are huge international law issues that are present in Nnamdi Kanu's case. You all know this kidnapping in Kenya, the extraordinary rendition to Nigeria just being one of them. So I'm here because I'm an international law expert to provide more enlightenment on what legal issues are present here. I'm not here to just try to create a problem or to create some kind of irritation. And yet I've been denied 5 times.
The ideal thing for us to do is to go back and re-strategize. Obviously, I don't think we are going to continue with this course. Most likely, we're going to take it off from there because the court, by virtue of what transpired today, I don't think we still have implicit confidence in the ability of the court to deliver justice.
And gunmen on Tuesday night opened fire at Angara Market in the Isiala Mbano local government area of Imo State, killing 4 persons. While 3 persons died on the spot, another person who was rushed to a hospital later gave up the ghost. According to reports, the suspect, who operated in a white Sienna vehicle, stormed the market on Tuesday evening, shooting sporadically and killed 3 persons in the process. When contacted, the police spokesman for the state, Michael Abatam, said the State Commissioner of Police, Rabiu Hussaini, had ordered an investigation into the killings. And the Senate has lamented the collapse of the 21-story building in the Ikoyi area of Lagos State. The Senate's position followed a point of order raised on the matter by the senator representing Lagos Central Senatorial District, Oluremi Tinubu. Tinubu explained that 16 persons were rescued alive while efforts were ongoing to rescue others still trapped in the collapse. Meanwhile, Senate President Ahmad Lawan, in his remarks, urged professional bodies to ensure that only competent and qualified professionals were involved in construction works.
A 21-story building, popularly referred to as 3 degrees towers, collapsed, trapping workers and several others. In the search and rescue effort that have since ensued, 15 survivors were rescued from the rubble, and 44 persons, including the owner of the building, confirmed dead. Senate accordingly resolves: 1, to observe 1 minute silence in honor of the departed. 2, direct the Nigerian Emergency Management Agency, NIMA, to work with the state government to provide necessary assistance to survivors.
Let me commiserate with the people and the government of Lagos State, and particularly the families of those who lost their lives. All these professional bodies must ensure that they only certify competent and qualified professionals to be involved in putting structures. We believe that this kind of situation is one too many.
The Nigerian Senate on Tuesday condemned the invasion of the Abuja home of Supreme Court Justice Mary Peter Odili by security agencies. These formed a part of resolutions reached by the Senate following a point of order raised by Senator Betty Apiafia during plenary. Apiafia, while coming under Order 42 and 52 of the Senate's standing rules, moved a motion on the urgent need to investigate the invasion of Justice Odili's residence. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Okpeyemi Bamidele, also said investigating the invasion would send a clear signal on the need to respect the sanctity of the judiciary and to also protect judicial officers in Nigeria.
The home of such a highly revered judicial officer could be raided in such a manner by security agents. The Senate is disturbed that 11 days after the incident, though the Inspector General of Police claims some arrests have been made and investigations are still going on, details of such arrests have not been made public. Accordingly, the Senate resolves to condemn the invasion of the home of the second most senior judicial officer in Nigeria, Justice Mrs. Mary Odili, JSC CFR. Secondly, we commend the Inspector General of Police for the arrest already made and investigation panel he has instituted. And then thirdly, we urge the Inspector General of Police to make public the outcome of the investigations within 2 weeks.
All of us as elected parliamentarians in ensuring that the government takes appropriate steps that will not only ensure that those who might be found culpable are brought to book, but also in sending a very clear signal to everyone out there that there is a need for us to continue to, of course, respect the sanctity of the judiciary and the need to continue to also protect our judicial officers like every other Nigerian whose rights under the law deserve to be protected.
8 migration journalists, including TV360's Oyin Adekunle, have been honored for their excellent works at the 2021 West and Central African Migration Journalism Awards by the International Organization for Migration. The competition is used to honor journalists who bring attention to the many facets of migration in West and Central Africa in both French and English languages. Oyin Adekunle, in her winning entry titled Labor Migration During a Pandemic, raises awareness about risks and alternatives to regular migration, especially in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are now being joined on the news by one of the winners, Oyin Adekunle. Thank you for joining us on the news and congratulations on your award. Now, Oyin, over the years, irregular migration has proven to be a dominant societal issue. Now, in what ways did you address some of these concerns in your award-winning reports?
Well, thank you very much for having me, Mary. And I should say that let's even remove irregular. We know that migration is a global phenomenon. It has been right from the beginning of time. And like we always say, everybody is a potential migrant. You are a potential migrant. I am a potential migrant. But what makes the difference is the way or manner in which you approach migration. Everybody wants a good life. That's a good desire. Nobody should be knocked for that. But then when you find that people just, oh, I want to travel, and then there's this desire, when the desire now comes with lack of information or lack of knowledge is where the problem lies. So for my entry, labor migration during a pandemic, it came under the category of awareness raising about risk and alternatives to irregular migration. Also, as you already know, this is like double honor for me. Just about the same time last year, in December 2021, I also won the Migration Reporter Award organized by the IOM Nigeria. So after I won that award, I went to Ghana, and it was the maiden edition of the African Migration Summit, where I learned about the kafala system, which is practiced in the Middle East. It is some sort of near slavery system in which there is no employer and employee relationship. So migrant workers are allowed, made to work under inhumane conditions. And some of them, I mean, there's no financial security. Some of them work. And then when the COVID-19 pandemic also came, people were forced to stay at home. And it meant that domestic workers, of course, migrants, were made to work more hours, which did not necessarily translate into more pay for them. So all of those were things that I highlighted. So basically all I said in this report that I submitted for the entry was, I mean, if you're going to travel, if you want to work abroad, that's fine, but you must be aware of all the realities legalities. Before you sign documents, read through, go to government agencies. There are places where you can get information. I mean, the internet is there. Find this information as opposed to just allowing somebody deceive you, or as a result of ignorance or mere adventurism, if I can call it like that. So you don't just end up in the wrong hands. So that's basically what I try to highlight in my entry for the award. Well, award-winning journalist Oyin Adekunle, thank you for joining us on the news. Well, we'll take a break here, but still to come, Senate approves President Buhari's external borrowing request. We'll bring you details of this story and more right after this break.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Glad to have you back. Here's a quick reminder of some of our major stories tonight. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABIRU, SOLUDO, as the winner of the Anambra governorship elections. The governor-elect, in his acceptance speech, called for mutual cooperation among all citizens of Anambra State, irrespective of party affiliations. We also told you that President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Charles Soludo, for winning the gubernatorial election in Anambra State. The president, in a statement by his media aide Femi Adesina on Wednesday, also praised the security agencies for their determination to ensure that the election went on as smoothly as possible. He equally commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for the successful conclusion of the exercise despite the initial challenges encountered. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. The Nigeria's Center for Disease Control, NCDC, on Tuesday revealed 64 new COVID-19 cases were recorded across the country. In its update, the NCDC added that the new cases were reported in 8 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Kaduna State recorded the highest daily single count with 23 cases, followed by the FCT with 13 cases and Plateau with 8 cases. The agency further revealed that 8 deaths were recorded, raising the country's fatality toll to 2,914, while the number of positive samples stood at 212,829. And pharmaceutical company PFIZER has asked health regulators in the United States to authorize booster jabs of its COVID-19 vaccine for everyone aged 18 years and above. The request comes amid concerns that COVID-19 infections could rise again in the coming winter months. Under the current rules, people who initially received Pfizer or Moderna jabs are eligible for a booster shot 6 months later if they are 65 years or older or at high risk of contracting COVID-19 because of underlying health problems. We'll take another break here and return with more stories in business, so stay with us.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
My name is Alero. I am not sick. I just need you to help put your stamp on this medical report. I want to tender it at my office as a sick leave. I'll pay 10,000 naira.
Ma'am, that is impersonation. I'm not a doctor.
Oga, be like say this English no go pay. I go increase the money to 20,000 naira. I beg. You know, if I give you that 20,000, as you ride, so, you know, if it still help your condition more. So, you know, say you spread well.
As I spread like virus, I'll be.
You talk.
Come out! If person come your hospital, talk to make you give am fake medical report, make you go take collect sick leave. Talk and say no, na corruption, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country. Stop corruption now.
Welcome back. Well, up next is business news and stock market review with Folashade Ogurinde. Over to you, Folashade.
Well, thank you very much, Mary. And in business, the Senate has approved a $16 billion and €1 billion loan request made by President Muhammadu Buhari to sponsor his administration's legacy projects. The World Bank, African Development Bank, and the French Development Agency are among some of the funding agencies. The loans, according to the president, will help finance projects in agriculture, electricity, digital economy, and the industrial sector, among others. The Senate gave the approval following the consideration of the report of its Committee on Local and Foreign Debts, chaired by Clifford Odia. And also in business, Lagos East Senator Tokunbo Abiru has announced a 100 million naira business loan support for micro, small and medium enterprises. The chairman explained that MSMEs play a critical role in the nation's economy development, which accounts for 90% of businesses and more than 70% of employment worldwide. He explained that the loan is expected to provide the businesses with working capital and finance for equipment acquisition at a highly subsidized interest rate. We'll take a break here and return with a review of the stock market. Just stay with us. The bears overran all gains made at yesterday's trading session, leading to losses to the tune of 12.14 billion naira. All share index depreciated by 0.05% to close at 43,707 basis points. Now, the profit taking recorded on Wednesday's trading session also affected other key indices such as volume and number of deals traded, leaving under the value of deals in the green sport. Now, from this table, we see that 270 million volume of shares are valued at 5.627 billion naira. Exchange hands in 3,861 deals. Now, let's take a look at equities logged into the losers chart. We see that Red Star Express PLC and Pharmadeco PLC led 17 losers with a combined loss of 59 kobo. On the flip side, NIMET International Pharmaceutical PLC and Chams PLC led 15 gainers, reporting a combined profit of 20 kobo. Away from the NGX now, let's see some of our selected foreign stock. We see that it's of course not a good day as we saw yesterday. We see that FTSE is in the greens at 0.69%. Unfortunately, Dow Jones and Nikkei do not also have such good reports. It's closing the reds at 0.17% and 0.61% respectively. And to wrap on the business news segment, and news now, back to Mary for the rest of the news.
Well, thank you for that update, Folashade. And on the global scene, 3 people have been confirmed dead and 2 children injured in a building collapse following heavy rainfall in Algeria. According to rescue services, the building collapsed in the Algiers suburb on Tuesday following a landslide caused by torrential rain that hit the capital and several other Algerian cities. Also, 6 deaths, in which 5 of them were children, were recorded in March in the northwest of the country due to torrential rains. And in sports now, ahead of the 2020 World Cup qualifier, Odion Igalo, Victor Osimhen and Enyimba's goalkeeper John Noble have arrived at the Super Eagles camp in Morocco. According to a release from the Nigeria Football Federation NFF, Captain Ahmed Musa and 20 others were at the first training session in the city of Tangiers ahead of the encounter against the Lone Star of Liberia at the city's main venue. However, only the group winners will proceed to the knockout phase. That will be a home and away exercise to produce Africa's 5 flag bearers in Qatar. Well, that's the size of our bulletin. Thank you for watching. I am Mary Kanu. Bye for now.